everybody, Logan back with another video. Well, I'm up here at beautiful Langs Beach, which you can see behind me, and we've got much darker skies here. It's about Bortle 3 skies, which is great compared to home, where I've got a lot more light pollution in the middle of suburbia. This is an ideal time for me to image targets towards the north, which I don't get a great view of at home, and also image some LRGB targets due to the fact that the skies are darker. Now the moon is a waxing crescent at the moment, so it is getting a bit brighter, but I think it'll still be okay for a broadband target, and that target is Matariki, more commonly known as the Pleiades, but also known as other names like Subaru, etc. I'm going to be using the Red Cat 51 to image it tonight with a 1600 ASI 1600 Pro, the Beta LRGB filters, and it's all going to be run with the ASIAIRPlus. Now last night I did get a couple of hours imaging before the clouds came in. It was quite windy, which wasn't ideal. Tonight the wind has dropped away to virtually nothing, so that's fantastic. So I'm hoping tonight will be a better imaging session. We'll see, anything could happen. So I'll check back a bit later on once we've got everything all polar aligned and it's a bit darker. So I've done the polar alignment, and now we're going to slew to the target, which is M45, and normally I would do the framing, but as I have already taken off the images off the ASIAIRPlus, I'm just going to have to go back to the framing that the ASIAIR will use, and it's pretty good because it puts it in the middle, and it's basically just how my framing was anyway with the previous shot, so it shouldn't make much of a difference. Okay, so we have locked onto our target, and now I'm just going to get the guiding going, and let's let it settle down for a bit. Sometimes I've been finding this thing has been picking kind of strange guide stars. I'm not sure what the story is there, but I think it's picked one okay this time. I am a little bit worried. I am having some difficulties with disconnections between the ASIAIR and the mount, and I've had to swap over the USB ports between the mount and the electronic focuser, and then it corrects and it starts working again, so I'm not sure what's going on there, but that has been a bit of an issue recently, and it can occur right in the middle of imaging, so that's been a bit of a concern. Okay, the guiding's going, so I think we're going to program in, let's see, I'm going to go to auto run, and see we've got programmed in. I'm going to do some luminance. I might do some blue. Actually, we'll do some blue. I'm not sure if I'm going to do luminance on this, so we'll just do 180, and we'll do blue filter, and we'll do 20 of those. And these ones I'm just going to get rid of because I have got enough, I think, of the other colours, but we'll see how we go of the other filters. Alright, and we'll get things going. So it's going to run its autofocus on the blue filter, and we'll just let that run through, and I'll speed this up on the video. I have to say I do find that the focusing system does work really well on this. Even with my belt driven system, it seems to have a nice V-curve, and seems to get a really nice focus point, which is now done. We've got the red dot, and it's now going to expose the first 3-minute frame. So we'll let that run through once the guiding is settled, and I shall just double check, because sometimes, as I said, it picks a weird star, but that one seems to be okay, and away it goes. Okay, so we're going to get the first image in from tonight. very shortly. Guiding is settling down. It was a little wacky at first, but I see we're down to 0.67, I think, 65, and let's have a look. There it is, and of course the customary satellites, which I do get at the beginning of an imaging session. There seem to be quite a lot run through here in the earlier hours of the evening. Well, when I say earlier hours, I mean it is currently 10:15, which is when it's dark enough really to be imaging. So we'll just go ahead. I'll just zoom and have a look. Stars here look nice and round, so we will carry on. And yeah, guiding has settled down to 0.59, 0.6 with the dither included. Okay, so I'm back home now, and I've processed my image of Matariki, or M45, or the Pleiades. It wasn't the easiest imaging session, I have to say. I've only managed to capture about just under 5.5 hours, and it's taken a month. And I was plagued by a lot of bad weather, or on nights when it seemed to be clear with clouds coming right through the target repeatedly. And also a lot of problems with the ASIAIRPlus. I don't really know what's going on there. I had a lot of issues with it disconnecting from the mount, and even if I swapped the USB ports over with, say, the focuser, then the focuser would be disconnected and the mount would reconnect, and it was only solved by me restarting the ASIAIR. So, and I also had another really wacky thing where I would start the imaging session and that would stop the guiding, and I would go over and get the guiding going, and that would turn off the tracking on the mount. You'd see the little slider in the ASIAIR for tracking turned off, and I put that back on, go back round, and just went round and round in circles again until I restarted the ASIAIR. So there's a few issues there. I think my next imaging session will be with the Intel NUC and Nina until I can sort out what's happening with the ASIAIRPlus, because I did lose a lot of subs on some nights where I went to sleep just to have a bit of a snooze for an hour or two, and woke up and found that I just lost that 2 hours because the mount and had disconnected from the ASIAIRPlus. So yeah, a lot to work through there. But look, you know, I'm reasonably happy with the image that I've got with the 5.5 hours. Matariki doesn't get very high in the sky here, about to 29 degrees. And now it's sort of past its best. By the time we can start to image about, after 10 o'clock at night, it's at about 26 degrees and heading down. So I may have to look at adding to this next year and see if I can get a bit more of that surrounding nebulosity, which there's only really a hint of in my image this time. But it is what it is, and I'm happy that I got to do at least some imaging. I'm not sure how much I'm going to get with more storms coming down from the tropics, but hope to get a chance soon. I'm hoping to get a couple of videos out on some new equipment. I have one that's arrived and I'm about to go and set it up, so I'll video that, and I have another one on the way, and hopefully that will arrive in February, and I'll get videos out on it as well. And then I'll leave you with my image of Matariki. But before I go, I just want to say thank you very much to all the subscribers. Recently I had 1,000 subscribers, so that's fantastic. It's probably about 990 more than I expected to get on this channel, to be honest with you. So I'm really grateful to everybody who's subscribed, everybody who's just watching the videos and leaving comments. You know, as I said before in a previous video, I try to leave a comment on, reply to every comment. And if I haven't replied to you, I'm sorry. It's just because for some reason I've missed it. But anyway, look, I hope everybody is getting lots of clear skies. And until next time, I'll leave you with M45.